Let's take a look today at your YouTube videos. The way this works is you send us videos, we pick some at random, and then we give you some advice on how to keep people inside the content. They've clicked on your title and thumbnail, they thought, hey, this might help me. And maybe they left really soon, or maybe they stuck around for like the first 20 seconds or so and then they bailed on you, or maybe they skipped around a little bit and they didn't really get what they wanted. We're going to try to avoid all of those issues today, and we might go a little bit in detail on thumbnails and stuff like that too, because we can't help ourselves. And I say we because I am not alone. Jeff's here too. How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Nice.
That's it. Thanks for coming, everybody.
We're out of here.
We have a form. We have two forms down below. You can submit on the gaming or non-gaming form. We got an interesting question yesterday. If they're a game development channel, should they be on the gaming form or the non-gaming form? Little gray area stuff like that, just take your best guess. Just we ask that you don't submit on both forms. If you're a tabletop gaming channel and you're not sure which category you fit into, maybe non-gaming, but if we found you in the gaming form, it wouldn't be a big deal. What we don't want to see is channels that are clearly in the wrong spot posting on both forms. That's it. That's the biggest rule. Of course, follow our rules down below and YouTube's guidelines, blah, 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 blah. What have I missed? Anything? I think we can get started, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Yeah, I agree, though. If you're gaming development, I would probably go with regular. If you're tabletop gaming, I would probably go with regular. If you're like an MTG, but you're not just doing Let's Plays, then I would probably go regular. If you're playing like old school Magic, like where you actually play with physical cards. Yeah. So, but yeah, up to your discretion. We'll do our best to not have to boot channels.
Yes, we'll do our best. No promises.
We'll do our best.
All right. So we have a fine selection of channels that we went into the form and grabbed ahead of time. We're going to talk about those first, and then in the second half of today's live stream, we are going to start looking at random selected channels. So you could post now, you could post an hour from now. There's a chance you could get picked. Best of luck to you all. So the first channel that submitted on our non-gaming form was Knox Haunts. They have 121 subscribers, just a couple videos. They have a few shorts as well. Looks like a channel focused around Halloween. And they were pretty active, let's see, 2 months ago, 3 weeks ago. They haven't posted a whole lot. And they didn't leave us a question or anything on their form. So we're just going to take a look at their latest video, see what we can see what advice we can give, and we'll go from there. And let me make sure that you guys can see everything and hear everything too. You can hear it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so in that intro, I liked the energy, right? You have the channel host, they're running up, and today we're going to do all this stuff. Let's go. And they run away. The problem is they didn't have any kind of audio setup at all. I think that was an on-camera microphone. I heard way more wind. I couldn't hear a word you were saying, and the captions were zooming by so fast because you were talking quickly. I couldn't really read what was going on. So 10 seconds into the video, and I'm glad the intro was short and snappy, but I don't know what I'm in for. And that's going to be, I think, your biggest problem as you're starting out. Try and figure out your audio.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me immediately, was that I'm like, he's talking, but I cannot make out what he's saying. Right. So audio is a big thing. Like, people will forgive crappy video, which they don't have. They have good video, but they will not forgive crappy audio. So I'm hoping that the rest of the video doesn't suffer from this like wind mic issue. But if you are going to be shooting outdoors, you have to be cognizant of how that's going to sound. Lav mics can help. Making sure that you have a, what do they call it? Like a dead cat on your mic, can help with some of that wind noise as well. But definitely be cognizant of that, and if you can't take care of that, then you may want to do a voiceover, post, like actually just voice it over in a mic in a quiet room so that people can hear you clearly when you're, giving them the hook.
And you could even make a joke about it, like, oh, I shot an intro for this, but after looking at it now while I'm editing, you can't hear a dang word I'm saying. So here's what we're doing today, and then get into the video. So that intro, I was a little bit hesitant, but this first shot we're seeing, where it looks like they're going to start actually working on this thing, the way cleaner look here. Like, the edits they're doing are really sharp. The camera looks really good. The audio, like, we're not being blown out of the water by the sound of this thing, and there's a little bit of music in the background. Like, so the edit here is like really good. This video that we're looking at got 17,000 views worth noting. So
Yep.
a channel, just as a quick aside, if you've ever thought, well, I have to get subscribers to get views, no, you don't. This channel has 122 subscribers, 2 videos, and 17,000 views on their latest long form video. So if you make a video about a topic that people are interested in, people will watch it. That's how YouTube works. This is the very core basics. Make video about thing people want. People watch.
Does anyone care? The ultimate filter before you record a video. Does anyone care?
Yes, clearly people did. So I think one thing I would just caution you with is that intro. That's the first that's the first thing people saw when they clicked. They were willing to give it a chance, which was really, really good to see. But could you have more views right now? Could more people have stuck around if that intro is even better? I'm starting to wonder how long the sawing goes on. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to 30 seconds. We're getting more close-up shots of the build. The music's still going. It's very dramatic. There's tape. There's things happening. Spray paint. So we're about a minute 30 in, and not once have they come back to like explain what they're doing, which, you know, maybe not a big deal. I'm just kind of surprised. A lot of artistry going into this, and there's something satisfying about watching it too. What are you thinking?
No, I agree. It's nice the way they put it together. The music is nice too. It kind of goes along with the vibe. So yeah, I don't have any problems with that at all. I'm just wondering where it's all leading up to.
Yeah, they're the way they're cutting this video together is very satisfying. I don't think it would have hurt though if, again, voiceover behind this, you know. So then I did this and then I did that, and maybe talk about problems, challenges you ran into during this process. Like tell a story. I think that could be kind of cool. There's a channel I watch. It's called Liam Thompson, and you know, it's more of a comedy thing, but he does some of this DIY stuff where he'll make something. Like one of his recent videos, he made a theme park for his cat, and the way he does it is he shows some stuff like this where the build is coming together, but he talks through it. You know, he talks about different things. I went to the store and there's like B-roll of him at the store grabbing stuff. And so he takes you on a journey. Not only is it like a satisfying thing to watch something come together, he takes you on this like whole journey, you know. And I think there's an opportunity for you here to do something similar. So this is the whole video. Like, I'm not saying that to say like, oh, this is the whole video. I'm saying like the entire video is music and the thing coming together at the end, and then there's a reveal. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then what it looks like, finished product. That's pretty cool. I was just very intrigued by that video. I think that was awesome, and I want to see more.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's one of the things where they're going to have to work on their consistency for sure here, because, you know, 2 videos in 3 months, even though they are seemingly production heavy, I would probably start trying to figure out a schedule that's going to work for you based on what you want to do, but really focusing on who it is that you're aiming at. You know, whether it's going to be, costume making or scary stories or whatever that might be. Really start hammering that out, coming up with a game plan, and whether that's 1 video per month, cool, totally fine. But really start figuring that out so you can start getting more content out there. That's really what it comes down to, because we only have 2 videos so far. You just really got to get out there and start getting videos under your belt, because they're going to get better and better with each upload.
Yeah, and I'm just surprised. 3 weeks ago, we were nowhere near Halloween, and you managed to put together a Halloween video that got 17,000 views. So, the props. That is really, really, really awesome, and that tells me that you're able to continue making videos like this, where you put together some kind of cool, spooky thing, and it's just time to do more. That's really the best advice we have for your overall channel.
Yep, agreed.
All right. The first gaming channel that submitted on our gaming forum this week was KYMY99. They have just over 1,000 subscribers, and on their forum, they actually said, I feel like my niche is too small. And I saw Minecraft and thought, huh? Like the Minecraft niche is pretty big, and usually that's the thing people are concerned about. But in this case, they're doing Minecraft clips about the Hive. Now, for those who don't know Minecraft, the Hive is a server. It's full of mini games. If you have Minecraft installed, you can go on this server called the Hive, and you can just run around and jump into different rooms and play games. And one of them is called Bed Wars. You've probably seen that around. There's like all these different games. So they're basically taking clips from what I presume is their adventures on the Hive server. They're taking moments, funny moments, cool clips, things like that, and they're putting them on their channel. Whenever I see a clips channel, I get a little nervous, Jeff, because I'm always worried they're taking clips from other people and uploading them to their channel. We see that a lot. And sometimes they do some like heavy editing to those clips to try and like put their own spin on it. Sometimes they don't. We always kind of advise like be careful, because especially when you don't have permission, like it's really not great to take other people's content and try and make a whole channel off of that.
Agreed.
So just a disclaimer, I wasn't there when this content was recorded. I don't know where it came from. Hoping it's from you.
What are you talking?
I'm going to mute it because it seems like it's going to have some copyright music, which is fine. It's YouTube Shorts, not a big deal. The cleanest clutch pack. So it is music. When we do shorts channels, and this is gaming or for any type of channel, when we look at shorts channels, I always want to see what the first 2 seconds are that people see of the video, and I'll explain why. Let me just click on a different one. So is it always music? Let me click on a random one down here. It is always music with something happening. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm seeing the views you're getting. Some of them are pretty impressive. We hit popular, like 19,000 views is your best one. Let's look at this one. Okay. So that one got 19,000 views. Whereas something down here, not as many, right? What I think you should do is have more context in your videos. This is for any shorts creator. If you're just going to do music, if you're not going to talk, that's not a huge deal. But we need something as we're scrolling through shorts. If this pops up in your face, we need to kind of know what's going on in the moment so that we don't scroll away. That's what we're trying to avoid with shorts. People are going to scroll away. Someone scrolled to this. They didn't really choose to watch it. YouTube just showed it to them, and they were intrigued enough to watch it, all the way through. If I had to guess, just from watching only like a few of your shorts, there's a big difference between this video here and this video here. This video here starts, Jeff, and I don't feel like anything's happening. There's another character in the distance, but it took my eyes a while to find them, right? But in the popular video, this feels a little more dramatic already because we see you on a narrow bridge and there's somebody straight in front of us, dead center of our eye line. There is a person and it looks like you are chasing them. And so already we have some context for what's happening. You were nodding along, Jeff. Do you have anything to add to that? That's like my biggest critique, I think. If they're not going to be voicing over these shorts or anything like that, it's going to come down to just visual context.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, because that's really what it comes down to. When it's no voiceover, the first 1 to 3 seconds, there better be something that's going to catch my eye immediately. And even if you have to zoom in on it, right? Yeah. That's such a minor thing in an edit to just punch in to make sure we can see what the character is, and you can pull out as it goes. So I think something like that, Dan brought up a really good point, but really the first 3 seconds here are going to be crucial for what you're doing. And I think that made a big difference in this one. Also, the fact that you're on this like narrow path chasing someone, that makes it more intriguing. So probably just, putting in some thought on what actually works for this type of content and what doesn't. But the experimentation is always going to be key. So I'm glad that they're trying out different things. But definitely focus on what's happening in those first, 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah. The reason I like it when people talk in their shorts is because it's kind of like a cheat code for context. They get to just say what the video is about as it starts. Like, so I was in the mall the other day and I saw this person and, they helped out somebody that was in need, and I thought that was really cool. So they're like telling a story the second you scrolled the short. Whereas if it was just somebody silently walking through the mall, it would take you a minute to figure out what's going on. and that's precious time because it is nothing for my thumb to do this and swipe away from a short. It is absolutely nothing. So there's just some general shorts tips for you, and I think they apply not just to this Minecraft channel, but any channel that is making shorts today.
Agreed.
So those are the channels that managed to submit first when our form went live. We do clear the form every single week. So if you submitted last week, for example, you will need to submit again. And we have some other channels we've pre-selected before the stream started today. This channel here says just restarted an old YouTube channel this past October. Most of their subscribers are from before. So we'll go into this channel with that context of like you're just kind of getting back into YouTube. So Dr. Sarah is doing content on, it looks like, I want to say just nutrition, weight loss, things like that. Why don't we take a look at your latest video? All of them seem to be about 2 minutes, 30 seconds, give or take. We'll take a look at your latest video and kind of see what we get here.
Let's talk about the weight discrimination experienced by people in healthcare settings. This has been studied in a variety of different ways in the scientific literature, but a 2017 analysis summarized it like this. An overweight or obese person goes to the doctor with specific health complaints. The doctor dismisses their symptoms as being attributable to their weight with a healthy dose of microaggressions as part of that consultation.
So 30 seconds in, what are you thinking?
I'm glad that they didn't waste my time by getting straight into it as quickly as possible. So, but that's also a part of it, the fact that it feels like we are repurposing TikTok or Shorts content into this format for some reason. I think this should have just been a short, although it's too long to be a short, obviously. But if anything, it's probably really solid information. We just haven't watched the whole thing, so it's tough for me to say. I would have re-recorded, being that it seems like it's a short script because we're talking less than 3 minutes. I would have re-recorded this content in 16:9 and then added B-roll, and I think it would have probably worked a little bit better. Because just sometimes watching a video like this where it's supposed to be 16:9 and you're stuck in this, I don't know. It's odd to me. That's all. It's an odd choice.
Yeah, and I've seen this more and more on YouTube as well. Ever since Shorts kind of took off, I've seen people shooting videos longer than 60 seconds in a vertical format. And once you get over 60 seconds, it can no longer show up in the short shelf. So you're at the mercy of the other YouTube algorithm to get this video to people, whether it's through search or recommended. And if you're a desktop user and you're watching this, or a TV viewer and you're watching this, it's a little frustrating because the content isn't fitting the screen that you're watching on, right? So that's why I like the distinction between shorts and long form videos, because it helps the creators decide, if I want to make vertical videos, the only stipulation is I have to make them under a minute. Otherwise, I can make as many vertical videos as I want. So this content to me feels like it would have been very easy to shoot the same exact video widescreen. If you're going to do 2 minute, 30-second videos, which you can absolutely do on YouTube, no problem, you should shoot it widescreen. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, double takes. I mean, I know it's double the work,
Yeah.
but it's something where, I mean, I've even done it before when I was doing some other, well, not for my channel. I was doing some commercial content. And what I did was, my camera that's here, I have it on a mount where I can shoot like this, or I can literally tilt my camera, boom, vertical. And then I reshot the same exact content. And that way it can work for either or, because they wanted stuff that was in 16:9 that they could format into the videos that they were creating or the ads that they were creating. And then they also wanted to do the same thing, but for vertical format, for their vertical format campaign on Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok. So I shot both pieces, just like this. And then I literally just turned my camera, reread the script again. Didn't take very long. So I would definitely recommend them doing that, even though, like I said, it's literally double the work, but we're talking 2 minutes and 40 seconds reshooting, not that big of a deal. Like if I had to reshoot one of my own videos that's like 23, 24 minutes and I had to reshoot it twice, yeah, that's a chunk of work. But we're talking 3 minutes. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I think you can totally do that.
Yeah. So that's one thing. I wanted to talk about the titles and thumbnails you're using in general. So for that video we just watched, it's called Medical Discrimination Around Weight. And not that that's a misleading title. You got right into the point, so I understood why you chose that title. I do feel like that title could have been a little bit better, though, and had a larger appeal. So one way I would have phrased this is, do doctors discriminate against weight, or something along those lines, like phrasing it as a question to try and get people, just a wider audience, basically. Because right now, medical discrimination against or around weight, it just sounds like a very generic title. There's just not a lot there for me to latch onto, for me to get excited about. And yet I thought you were covering a very important topic. So I think there's some missed opportunities here with titles and thumbnails. Just in general, something I would be looking into. I would be just doing some research on other channels in your space to see how they're presenting their topics on their channels.
Yeah, I agree. But I do like the fact that they're keeping things simple. So this is one of the things that I will say, and I want to give them flowers for that, because the titles and the thumbnails, for the most part, don't have the exact text in them both.
Right.
They're keeping the titling simple. I mean, medical discrimination around weight, the stress response from weight discrimination, weight stigma increases diabetes risk. What is weight stigma? The only thing I would say with the thumbnails, it's some of them can be a bit on the wordy side, like the harmful stress of weight stigma. That's a lot of words in the thumbnail. I think you could have said that in less words, to be completely honest. So just something to think about. I don't make me read a ton of words when we're doing it, but overall, still not bad. Still not bad.
Yeah. I would also be thinking about search with some of these, like, so the one you pointed out, weight stigma increases diabetes risk. Again, probably a really important topic, but could you have made that more searchable? How to lower the risk of diabetes. You know what I mean? It's kind of like saying what you're saying, but the opposite. So instead of something like this will increase the risk, it is how to lower the risk. And that's because people probably aren't typing into search weight stigma increases diabetes risk. So they don't know that. That's the part you're going to tell them in the video, right? So they don't know what they don't know. So if you were to frame it in a different way and meet them where they are, you can tell them, hey, like, this is how you can lower your risk for diabetes, or doing this will increase your risk for diabetes. Doing what? I don't want that. So then you click, and then they learn it's weight stigma. I would have never typed that into search. I wasn't thinking in that frame of mind. So just an extra tip for you there to think about this from the viewer's perspective.
Yeah, that's always something you want to think about when it comes to most, if not all, aspects of your content creation, is how does this improve the viewer's experience? And that's something that you really should be judging your videos against. Like, does this help? The part of that, when we talked about formatting of the videos, think about the viewer's experience when it comes to seeing a vertical video, but in a 16:9 frame. But that also, stretches out to your thumbnails, to your titling, to the way that you edit the video. So, but yeah, definitely something to think about for sure.
We'll move on to the next channel. This is going to be Electronic Retro Repairs. They said, what is the best place to advertise your channel, either free or paid? Jeff, I knew we'd have some very strong advice to a question like this. So I wanted to check out this channel either way.
Sure.
Which it was not that one. It's supposed to be this one. I mixed them up. I apologize. We'll look at that other channel in a minute. So this is Retro Stash Repairs. I was really actually quite excited to see a channel like this because I think this is a pretty cool niche. Like, you have really popular products like the old Game Boy Advance, but it's trashed. So you're going to like fix it in this video, which is kind of cool. So before we actually watch the video, let's talk about your question. So they asked, how do they advertise their content, free or paid? Jeff, I think we would both agree, well, you definitely don't pay to advertise it. Jeff's nodding his head.
Yeah.
That's how we feel. YouTube does a really, really good job. If you're catering your content to a specific audience, YouTube has you covered. YouTube is going to advertise your content for you because its job, the YouTube algorithm's job, is to find content for people who are sitting in front of their computer or their phone looking to watch something. So all you need to do is make sure that you have some content there that can come up when they sit down in front of their TV or their phone or whatever it might be. The YouTube algorithm is for those viewers and does a good job. What doesn't work is trying to go on YouTube and buy ads on your videos. So basically now your video or a clip from one of your videos becomes an ad on someone else's video. And that doesn't work for a number of reasons. The biggest being the people who watch your ad are being forced to watch your ad when they've already made a decision to watch somebody else's content. They clicked on a video about cute puppies, and here you are repairing Game Boys. And all they're waiting is for the skip button to pop up. That's all they're waiting. They're just waiting to click skip ad so they can watch the video that they wanted to watch in the first place. Ads are great for people like Pepsi who want to have their brand in front of you constantly. So the next time you're thinking of getting a beverage, you think of Pepsi because you just saw an ad for them. They know you're not going to sit through the whole ad, or most people aren't going to sit through the whole ad. That's okay. They just want their name to be the one you think of first. That's why they spend money on advertising. It doesn't make sense for a YouTube channel to try and use the same strategy because that's the wrong target. That's not how advertising works.
Yeah, totally agree. I've seen so many channels do themselves a disservice because they think that they could pay and it's going to work for them. And it simply doesn't. And that's the thing, especially when your videos aren't set up to be an ad. Ads are fine if you are selling stuff, but for the most part, don't. So the biggest recommendation for advertising your own videos is if you are in communities that are interested in the kind of content that you make, right? So whether that's Reddit, whether that's Facebook groups, whatever those groups might be, and you're a part of it. Because I don't mean don't be a link dropper, right? That's the thing that I want you guys to avoid. One thing I can't stand is people who will join a group and then just drop a link to the video and leave. Like, you're not providing any value. You should be a part of the conversation. Those people should know you. If you want them to give you time, you should be putting in time in that group to become a part of it, to become a part of that community. So like myself, if I drop one of my links to my videos in a subreddit that's based on like headphones and earbuds, you better believe that for every time I drop a link to one of my videos, I've answered 20 or 30 questions on other posts in that group for every time I post a link, right? So it isn't like I've done 30, now I could post a link. No, I'm just already a part of it. I'm already a part of the conversation. So when I do drop a video, it has more weight because now they're like, oh yeah, this is the guy that's been responding to my questions and stuff. Let me check out his content. They're more inclined to watch. So that's, I think, my best advice for advertising that way. It's free, but you have to put in time to become a part of those communities.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a Discord server, and the one thing we ask people not to do is drop links to their content. It's more about the value within the Discord server. So I'm just going to use this moment to advertise. Look at all the cool channels that are in our Discord server: games, tech, art, sports, memes. And here's the thumbnail channel where people are giving advice on thumbnails and things of that nature. And then here's where people are just sharing some achievements, things they've done recently on YouTube. So vidIQ.com/Discord if you want to join that community, where the rule is you are not allowed to post your link to your video, because most communities have that rule. Most communities don't want you there posting your links. So it's one of those situations where a lot of communities will allow it if, like Jeff said, it makes sense. And you're linking, maybe even do a better job if you were linking to a timestamp of the video that answered the specific question someone had. Mm-hmm. So it didn't look like you were advertising. You're not doing this to get views. You're just trying to help somebody, and you happen to have said those things in a video already.
Yep. Agreed.
So anyway, I plugged Discord in the middle of a channel review. We got you. We're going to take a look at this video now, and I already have some advice on the title, but I want to watch the first 30 seconds or so and kind of see what this video is like.
Today, I'm going to be showing you how to fix screen burns on the Game Boy Advance SP by replacing the polarizer film on the LCD itself.
Coming in hot.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
The audio is a bit all over the place because, yeah, you weren't that loud, and the music was way louder than you. Something to kind of look out for. Although your branded intro is kind of funny, it's not too long. I don't like branded intros at the beginning of videos. Jeff doesn't either. We prefer it if your video just kind of starts. You kind of already told us what you're going to do, and we know what you were going to do based on the title. So you didn't even need to do that. I think the video should have started here, and we're 20 seconds in.
Yep. Agreed.
Back to my channel, Retro Stash Repairs. Today, I'm going to be demonstrating how to replace polarizer films on damaged Game Boy Advance.
Okay, hold on. So the video shouldn't start yet.
Screens, whether it scratches or a screen burn, you can fix it.
He just talked himself in a circle.
Yeah. So maybe 30 seconds in is where the video should start, because we already got some redundant information.
So this is where scripting the first 30 seconds of your videos can keep you from repeating yourself. Like, that's the last thing you ever want to do. And I've had to come down on friends of mine who've done this in their videos, because they'll say what they're going to do or what the video's about, then they do a branded intro, and then they say the exact same thing again. And I'm like, what are you doing? What do you not hear yourself in your edit? It's like, come on, man. It's like here at 40 seconds, that's when your video starts. Go into the YouTube editor and chop everything out from before that. So, because you're just wasting time. 40 seconds, I would have already clicked off.
Yeah, that's a lot. So I can see where this video is going already. You have a new part here. You're about to fix the screen. And here's the thing about the how-to video you've made. And this is one of your better videos from recent history. Just a fair note here. It has 477 views. It's from 12 days ago. So I wouldn't necessarily change anything about this video. It's clearly helping someone, and maybe this problem is more prevalent than I think it is. But my gut reaction to this video is, how many people have this problem today in 2023 and are looking to have somebody solve it with a DIY kind of repair kit? I have to imagine that number is small. And I think you could still help those people, but repackage your video. And this would require refilming it by like the way I'm thinking about it. But it's repackaging the video not as a how-to tutorial, but more as a story. You know, I found this Game Boy. Look how trashed it is. Or this is my, childhood Game Boy, or whatever it is. Tell us a story about it. And like, but wouldn't you know it? Just by going to this website, oops, I put the affiliate link down in the description. Just by going to this website, I found the screen. I can use this Game Boy again. It'll become way cleaner and way more usable. And I'm going to repair it, And so you show everybody the steps to repairing it, but you tell a story. You bring us in with this really interesting thing and this satisfying video about a Game Boy that looked like crap before, and now it looks fresh and brand new. And people love watching content like that. Now you get people who are watching who don't have a Game Boy they need to fix right now. They're just interested in nice stories about retro consoles and stuff that they happen to own at one time. I think that would have been a better way to frame a video like this in 2023. But I don't know if you agree, Jeff.
No, I totally agree. But it also depends on the goals, right? Because if the goal of the channel is to tell stories, things of that nature, then for sure. If all they want to do is become a utility channel, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, then it would make sense to do this in more of that educational way and really go after that evergreen play. So I think that's something where they need to have a long think about what the ultimate goal of the channel is, and what they want to do. And there's nothing wrong with going either path, but it's tough to do both.
Yeah. So it's all about the pitch. And that's why I don't want you to retitle or rethumbnail this video. You pitched it as a how-to video. That's what you're doing in this video. You're saying, today we're going to fix this. I'm going to show you how. I'm saying you could have shot a different video about this Game Boy, and you could have still done the repair on camera, but it's less how-to-y and more of a story. And I think that would have been kind of cool. I think maybe something like that could get you some more views. But you have access to your data. I do not. That's just one direction you could take this content. You have a lot of videos with similar views. You're doing similar things. You've probably built up quite a community here. And yeah, I would take a look at videos like this that got over 2,000 views, where you're showing the difference between two different Game Boys that, to me, look the same. I didn't know there would be, subtle differences between two different types of consoles. 2,000 other people were feeling the same way, it looks like, and they watched. So yeah, videos like this, maybe you can double down on. How fake gaming handle restoration videos are staged. This is kind of interesting. 3.5K views.
Yeah. It's kind of exposing there's a lot of fake restoration videos out there where people are like making something look aged or messed up. A lot of them are genuine about it. Like they tell you this is what they're doing. A lot of them are real, but I think what they're doing there is kind of showing you how they do that, which is interesting because I've seen other videos of that similar of what they're doing. They're like showing you how are they faking this. Like I saw a guy take a brand new sword and make it look like it'd been found after hundreds of years. And that's how it looked. Like it genuinely looked old, but he showed you the process of aging it and then he de-aged it. It was really cool to see, but I get where they're going with that.
So would you say, because that got a lot of views for them, would you say that there is that kind of speaks to my point of there is an audience out there who just enjoys restoration content?
Totally.
Yeah. And so you can be repairing things, but you can frame it as restoration content. You can shoot it like it's restoration content. Along the way, people will learn a couple things. And then maybe what you can do is you can give away or sell guides on how you fix this stuff.
Yep.
Like, you could sell access to PDFs of you like actually fixing it so they can follow these instructions after they watch your cool restoration video.
Yeah, I've seen people do that sell that as a digital product and make a ton of money.
Yeah,
yep.
A lot of opportunities. I know we went into channel review mode there, but overall, I think we gave some pretty valuable tips about just their intro, which is going to help a lot.
Yeah.
Just a couple more production-y notes here. I think
I can think of. I'll go ahead and get started.
no, the audio's good. I was thinking of another video.
I will first start off by removing the Phillips head screws off the screen frame.
Yeah, no, I think this is good. I think this is exactly now, like as we got into the video, what I was expecting to see. So yeah, that intro is what kind of got me. And we haven't talked about this today, but let's see how you end your videos. There is an end screen. Do you call attention to it?
Today's video, I'm pretty happy. At least I got my point across, showing y'all how to fix this, how to replace the polarizing film. If y'all like to continue seeing this kind of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell button. See y'all next time. Thank you for watching.
So you have an opportunity here to tell people to watch the next video. I would try to urge everybody to get out of the habit of saying like, comment, subscribe, and instead just point them to the next video that you think would be good to watch after watching this one. You have what looks to be the toggle set to just show the latest video, basically. Instead, pick another Game Boy restoration video and said, if you like, if you like to see how this project came together, I did another Game Boy recently, and that video's on the screen right now. That's it. That's all you say. And then they may watch that. If you get them to watch 2 or 3 videos in one session, they're already likely to subscribe. You don't even have to ask at that point.
Yep, I totally agree. Always have that. You should have a checklist of things that you need to do before you turn on your camera, right? So this is something that I actually taught our students in vidIQ Max. There are things that you need to do before you turn on your camera. And this is one of the things that you need to know before you turn on your camera. What video on my channel will make sense to the viewer of the video I'm about to record. That way, at the end of this video, I can verbally tell them, hey, if you're interested in what I did with this Game Boy Advance, check out this other video I did on blank, and lead them straight into that video. No, don't put up multiple options. Don't tell people to like, comment, and subscribe. Take off the subscribe button thing. Only have one element in your end screen, and that's another video that you're telling them to go to. That's it. That's it. You don't need anything else. No other confusion. Don't give people choice. Just do that. And if you want people to comment, and we'll say this just really quick, if you want people to comment on your video, ask them a relevant question somewhere inside of the video, a relevant question to them, whatever it might be, but ask them a question. If you want comments, ask a question.
What was your first Game Boy?
Thank you.
Yep, somewhere in the middle of the video. By the way, what was your first Game Boy? Mine was the blah, blah, blah.
Just like that. That's another part of the checklist of things to have before you turn on your camera. What's the question that I'm going to ask my viewers to drive engagement?
All right, so let's look at the next channel, and that was the one I clicked before by accident, the Random Pen. Let me see if I can find their comments. Maybe this, yeah, the Random Pen. Do you have any specific tips for art channels, as in what type of videos would work best and how to show best and how to work with an inconsistent uploading schedule? So what are the types of videos that are going to work best for an art channel? How do you tackle an inconsistent upload schedule? They do shorts, they said. And I wanted to take a look here, just at their long form real quick. Okay, cool. So they've done a couple of long form videos, so they're mostly doing shorts. So Jeff, I looked at this channel ahead of time, and just because that question kind of intrigued me. And there's one video that stood out to me over the rest of them. Just on this page. Can you tell me which one it is?
The one with yellow?
No.
Okay.
It was this one. It was the Wednesday Addams one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It has over 2,000 views, and it's a character I immediately recognize. Some of these other characters might be from other IP. I don't know. They look very original to me. They look like just kind of your original work. I was going to say, just based on your question, this is the route you want to go. You want to create art around a trending topic. So anytime you can do that, you're going to find you'll be getting more views. So there is music on this that I can't play. I believe this was in the show. And they're going to just do the drawing. So no commentary, no anything like that. Kind of interesting way to edit. Looking at the content, I will say a couple things. As we're building up to the reveal, it's really hard to see what you're drawing. Like, I'm not seeing the pen strokes very well at all. Like, let's get to that. Like right here, the lines are really light. And I think that's just because the camera's kind of out of focus. Maybe just not as bright as it could be. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It makes it a little bit difficult to see, and it could just be lighting the way that the canvas or the paper is being lit that makes it a little bit difficult to see. Because hold on, I'm gonna punch it in real quick. Yeah, it's just, I mean, and it's also, light light line work at the moment. So yeah, it could just be a lighting thing. But we live and learn, right? So some better lighting could work. Maybe they're just sitting in front of a window and it's a cloudy day, so the light is very, very diffused. But for something like this, you're probably going to want some sort of overhead lighting. I would be, whether it could just be a lamp, it could be a brighter day, whatever. But something that could make it a little bit easier to see this would definitely help. Even though it got decent views, it could still do better. But I agree with the direction that Dan is going with this.
The text you're using, subscribe for more art. Easier to read because of the background on it than this. And you're using what I assume is YouTube's Shorts uploader. That's how you got this Lady Gaga song on here, which is great. But instead of saying subscribe for more art, you had a good opportunity here since you're not commentating over it. You added the music. There's no commentary. Instead, you should say, let's draw Wednesday Addams. Something like that. Because when people get to your short, I'll let it loop back. When people first see your short for the first time, what's the first thing they see? So let's watch it come together. It doesn't take very long. They're kind of going into like detail here. Okay, so there's a finished, boom. Blank piece of paper. Today I decided to draw, and you're giving me like a tease, but it's not like, I'm like, you decided to draw, and we're a few seconds in now, and I still don't know what you've decided to draw. But this box, this is where you give them that subscribe for more art box is where you give them the context. Let's draw Wednesday Addams. Boom. Like, now I know what I'm in for. I would say that like the way you're doing it's cool, the snap of the fingers and everything like that. I don't mind that, but try not to like leave too many surprises there, because people aren't going to give you time. They're going to swipe away to the next short. And that's what we want to avoid. So that would be my biggest piece of advice. You use this for context. You can't see my cursor. I'm circling the subscribe for more thing.
Yeah.
So that would be, I think, all of our advice. We talked about the actual quality of the short itself. At times, your camera was kind of out of focus. There's some things to work on there. But yeah, the biggest thing is try and draw more pictures of trending characters, trending places, trending, and give people some context as soon as they get into the short. They shouldn't have to guess what it's going to be about. There's no title. There's no thumbnail. They've just scrolled to it while scrolling through shorts on the shelf. What's the first thing they see? That's your title. That's your thumbnail. In shorts, you're not actually making a title and thumbnail. I hope that's clear.
Yep.
All right. Next.
Oh, hang on. We do got some super chats we probably want to get to real quick first, though.
Fine. We'll leave this channel for a sec. We'll come back to it.
All right. So first one here is from Synergy Effect. Shorts, if they underperform, do I delete and re-upload? If they perform well, should I post another short to hope it keeps that traction?
I don't know. I've heard tale from other creators that sometimes they'll do a short and it'll do okay. They'll post it again. They won't delete it and re-upload it. They'll literally post the same short again like a few months later, and it'll do better. I don't know if that's a thing that's still happening. I've heard multiple creators say this is a thing they've tried. I was always kind of confused about it. I would just rather make something new and original. So that's kind of answered the first question. You could delete and re-upload it, but I would also be asking myself, is there anything I could do better? If I'm about to re-upload it, maybe I could change the intro a little bit. Maybe I can do things to make it a little more interesting, because if people aren't watching, it means they're scrolling off too fast. So is there a way to keep them from doing that? If you're going to re-upload it anyway, you might as well go back into your editing software and make a couple tweaks. And then, yes, you should keep posting shorts. If you have traction on a topic, double down on it. And that goes for long form videos too.
Yeah.
Just hit the gas pedal.
Yeah, I agree. And I've seen this actually work multiple times with people, especially people that are posting short form content across like Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube. And they noticed, one in particular noticed that he had posted it on Reels and it got, hundreds of thousands of views on Instagram. And when they posted it on YouTube, it just didn't work. And then you were like, okay, but they tried and they tried again and they tried again. They actually didn't make any changes. They probably should have. They didn't. It wasn't until the 10th time that it hit on YouTube Shorts. The 10th time. On TikTok, it hit on the 3rd time and got millions of views. But the first time, hundreds. Second time, hundreds. Third time, millions. So it's a strategy that can work because it could just be a timing thing. But that's something where they don't give up on some of their old content, especially if they have it where it really popped off well on one. And this is why experimenting across these different platforms can help you, because if it's a banger on one, there's a chance that it just isn't being found by the right people at this moment. But yeah, definitely agree with the second question. If you have something take off, always double down.
I have a reaction channel. I use Saturdays to play video games, but I feel guilty. Should I start a gaming channel, or would that split the focus too much?
Yeah, I'd start a second channel because it depends on, okay, all right, let's put it like this, context. If the reactions are totally different, like let's say they're reacting to like music videos or something, or like old rock songs, and then suddenly they're playing gaming, they're doing gaming streams, that's two very, very different audiences. Yep. Now, not to say that, let's say they're doing reactions of gaming videos and then they do their own gaming, I think that could work. But normally I would say yes, split the channels.
Sean said something really interesting. It's something I've always believed, but he's always really good at framing things in different ways. And he basically said, if you chase 10 rabbits, you're bound to catch none of them. Right?
Basically.
So that's kind of like, that's the counter advice I have to a second channel. And that's not to say, no, to keep doing what you're doing. That's to say, maybe just focus on one thing. You know, which content, A, do you like making more? And is it doing well enough for you to be encouraged to continue going with it? You know, do the thing you're most excited about. If there's other passions you have, that's okay. But sometimes, and this is hard to do, sometimes it's better to put those aside, leave them as things you do for you. You know, let's say you love woodworking and gaming, and it just so happens you're doing both on one channel and the woodworking content's doing way better than the gaming content. Well, where do I put my gaming? Should I do a second gaming channel? You could, or you could spend that time doing more woodworking, or you could just play games for you when you need to take a step back and just relax. You know, and as somebody who has multiple passions in life, that's hard to do. I relate to that being really, really difficult. I've started a number of channels just to try things because I like playing with YouTube channels. But at the end of the day, I know that if I want to take one seriously, I need to put all of my extra attention to it. And I say extra attention because I have a job, I have family, I have this, I have all these obligations in life. And it only gets worse as you get older. So focus on one thing, not just one thing on one channel. Try and focus on one thing on one channel and not split your attention to yet another channel. Okay, this channel focuses on this thing, this channel focuses on this thing. It's so many rabbits that you're chasing. Ryan would like us to look at their channel. We're not going to do that. We appreciate the super chat, but we cannot sell channel reviews, video reviews via super chat. But just the fact that you're here is already really, really good, because hopefully you're getting some valuable advice. You're taking some notes. It's certainly more than I did when I started on YouTube.
Yep, for sure. Next one was from the Tatted Jedi. I just had my 4th week in a row doing videos, doing tech stuff, so I had to talk about the PS5 issue. Cool. Cover tech news is always a smart play, especially on something that's as popular as a PlayStation 5. So, hey, good move. You're heading in the right direction. Congrats.
Sketch My Story says, when you make a clip of a long form to shorts, it will link to the long form video, right? That's how I understand it. But what if you want to edit together different clips from the video? What's the best way to link the long form video? This is a problem I have as well. You can't. You can take, just for anyone who doesn't know, if you're on mobile, you can go underneath a video as long as they've allow you to do this, the individual creator. There's a button called Create. I think it's called Create Short or something. If you tap that, you can take a segment from the video. That's it. You can trim in and trim out. You cannot take little clips out of the middle and cram together one video, but you can take one slice of the video and turn that into its own YouTube short. And when you do that, it's supposed to link back to the long form piece of content. So it's one more way YouTube kind of gives you to try and get shorts viewers to watch your long form videos, because if they want to see the rest of it, they got to click the link to go watch the long version of it. So you can do that. I have 2 problems with this. One, like you say, you can't take separate clips and put them in one short. That's the first problem. So it's very little context. And the second problem is people who are watching shorts in that moment generally don't want to watch a long form video. They're probably watching shorts for a reason. So to expect them in one watch session of shorts to suddenly go over to long form content, that's really high expectations there. That's why we encourage people to make shorts and make sure they're isolated. They live on in their own little planet. You don't have to watch a long form video to understand what you just saw in shorts, because the short itself gave you everything you needed. It just so happens that you have long form videos. The next time they're on YouTube, YouTube could recommend one of your long form videos to them, and that's when you might get them to watch. But I think you're going to be a bit annoyed if you keep making videos. And I'm not saying this person's doing this, but just for anybody out there, if you keep making videos, short videos, to try to move people to the longer version of it, you're going to get annoyed, because I would say generally doesn't work. You got to think about the mindset that a person is in when they're watching YouTube shorts.
Yep, totally agree, man. I think we take one more here. This one's coming from Kabbalah Influencer. Interesting name. Thank you for the super chat. Hi there. Do your advices apply for Spanish-speaking channels and audiences as well? Do you review channels in Spanish with subtitles? So the advice here about going after audiences and the advice we give is, for the most part, pretty universal. We do get into some nuance when we speak to specific channels, but for the most part, a lot of this advice will apply to pretty much everyone here. Do we review Spanish channels in Spanish with subtitles? When they do come up, we've reviewed channels of different languages as best we can, because we've seen Russian, we've seen Portuguese, we've seen Spanish. When they come up, we do the best that we can, but we don't do them specifically. It just is what it is.
We do have a Spanish YouTube channel where our videos are dubbed. Our live streams are not there. Our live streams are not dubbed. No one live streams on this channel. But you can check out this channel here, which has a lot of the videos we're doing today just dubbed over in Spanish. So a much more pleasant viewing experience on a lot of the same advice we're giving all the time, because it's literally just myself or Rob being dubbed over.
Yeah, and the guy who's doing the Spanish dubs, the actor, is freaking amazing. That guy, it's like you guys remember Toy Story when they switched Buzz into Spanish Buzz,
Yeah.
and he was like super suave. Now imagine a super suave version of Rob doing these videos, or Dan doing these videos. It's excellent. It's, if you've never even seen it, even if you don't speak Spanish, you should just like click on one just to hear how awesome this guy is. Like I'm humbled by how good he is. So yeah.
So yeah, just a quick shout out to the Spanish channel. If you click on the channels button while you're on the vidIQ channel, you will find this channel. You can subscribe to it. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at the next pre-selected channel here. Let me just clean up my tabs. It is
Hollaturboi.
Thank you. I was like, okay, I know it's like a clever name. How am I supposed to say this?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to have a conversation with them about the name of the channel. You gotta make it easier to understand, easier to remember for people who may not know how somebody would say that. But yeah, so we're looking at a tech channel here. So shout out to all my fellow tech channels out there. But yeah, let's jump in. I think the latest video is an Alienware laptop. So yeah, let's hop in.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? Holla at your boy here. A couple of months back, I started to notice that the trackpad on my laptop here was starting to crack. Fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, I noticed that the battery has swelled up so bad that I needed to replace that battery. But while I was replacing the battery, I got to thinking, maybe I should just go ahead and upgrade the whole system here, because it's not keeping up with my workflow. It's a 5-year-old sluggish beast. So I decided to go ahead and...
It was 30 seconds. Jumping right in, just based on the channel we saw a little bit ago about the Game Boys and stuff. This is more like I was imagining. Like, I'm going to make this repair, but I'm going to like tell a story about it. You know, I'm going to bring you into my life a little bit here. I really like that.
Yeah, because he did get straight into the storytelling aspect of it, which I like. So that's something that can definitely work in your favor. I think if anything, I would probably might script it a little tighter. I'm not sure if he's how much of that intro section he is scripting. If he is, cool. If he's not, that's also cool. But I would definitely, at the very least, script that just a little bit tighter to make it a little more concise, make it hit a little bit quicker, to really hook you in those first 30 seconds, and basically get into it. You know what I mean? Into it as quickly as we can. So, but overall, so far so good in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, the only thing I'm noticing, I don't know if you hear this too, the audio, it just sounds, I want to say quiet, but it's not that the volume is low. It's just it sounds like it's a bit underwater. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's never good at audio terms, but do you know what I mean?
Maybe I should just go ahead and up.
It could be the music being a little too loud. It's just harder to make it out.
I think that's what it is. So I think what we have to do here, and this goes for anyone, is I think the audio level on the music is just a little too high. So probably want to dial that back, to really, because you just want it to be slightly hearable, essentially. Like you want to be able to make out that there's background music if we're going to use it, but you don't want it to be anywhere near the volume of your voice. Especially with the creator here, he's already kind of on a softer tone for his voice as it is. He isn't coming out across like, hey, super bombastic. Like he isn't doing that. So since he's more chilled out, then I think the volume of that background track has to be brought down a little bit to make sure that his energy and his voice can come through a little bit better. But I think that's what it is. He just has to make that adjustment based on the way that he speaks, because he's not like, what was it called? Austin Evans, hey guys, hey, this is Austin, the whole thing. He's not doing all of that. So since it's more subdued, I think we have to do a bit of a volume adjustment there.
Yeah. So yeah, I like what I'm seeing. I like the set. The backdrop's really cool. Let's jump ahead a little bit here to about maybe a minute in.
RTX 3060, 6 gigs of GDDR6 RAM. This is a 15.6 inch QHD
Good B-roll
panel, 240 hertz refresh rate, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of.
You could use a little more B-roll. That wouldn't hurt. As soon as they talk about the refresh rate and then they talk about the RAM, I think that would have been a call for some other B-roll. I don't know what, maybe of the laptop opened up or something,
different angle, a break. Yeah, I totally agree. That's usually what I try to do.
Yeah. Just every few, some people say like every 8 seconds there should be something else, and I agree with that. But I also think that you just want to make sure you're basing it on what you're talking about. Whatever you're talking about, try to reference it on the screen. And this isn't just for tech channels. This is for anybody. Like, once you start incorporating B-roll into your content, you'll realize just how much better it becomes. And then it becomes like a matter of like, whoa, every video I make, there's so many opportunities I'm seeing now. And editing takes longer, but oh my gosh, like way high quality videos come out of that process.
Yeah, definitely. The script will determine what B-roll you shoot because it helps you tell the story visually. So it's something I'll do. Like if I like when I mention something along the lines of testing earbuds or whatever, and I tell people what the range of these earbuds is, like, hey, you can leave your phone on your desk and I get around 30 feet. When I say that, the visual on screen is going to be me walking away from, like I'm outside and I'm walking away from my phone. Like that's the visual I'm going to put in your head so that it makes sense to you on a visual level, but also with what I'm telling you. So just ways to illustrate it. But yeah, no, I agree. Whenever we're going, like he talks about the screen, and then when he goes and mention the next thing, it should cut to another type of B-roll. And then if he's going to say, hey, and the keys do this, it should be a close up on the keys, whatever it might be, or how many ports it has, it should be showing the ports. He might already be doing that anyway. But yeah, I like what we're looking at here. I think if anything, I don't know if you want to skip further or if you want to look at the outro.
Sure, let's look at the outro. So do you have an end screen?
And turn on notifications.
So where I clicked before the end screen, I already know the video's over because they're talking about like turning on notifications and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to get to creating. So that's gonna do it for this.
So that's gonna do it for this video. That's where people click off.
Yep.
So that's gonna do it. Okay. Click. We want to change the mindset here. And this is for anyone who does outros like this. So that's going to do it for today's video. Don't say those words. Those words, especially if it's not going to do it for today's video. In this case, there's just over 20 more seconds of video left. And for a 3, almost 4 minute video, that's a pretty good percentage of the video that's being dropped. And that hurts your retention in the long run. That hurts the average. I want people to drop off right here at the very, very end, which of course my cursor's not showing today, so maybe you can see that white bar moving. I want them to drop like right there. So in order to do that, what you want to do, and we'll let the creator talk
video.
here.
If you guys like this video, then do your boy a favor, man. Go ahead and hit that like button.
Hit the like button.
You're
Subscribe.
notified every time I release new content. So as always, stay safe, and I'll holler at y'all in the next video.
So there's a video about headphones that popped up right here. So instead of all of those things that were just said, I would like everyone to not do that, but instead say, by the way, just like we talked about a little while ago, by the way, you know, that was my Alienware laptop. I have another laptop that had a similar issue. You want to watch this video right here because the way I solved that was just crazy. You know, just tease it a little bit, get people to want to click on this video right here because you've put up a subscribe button and you've put up this video, but you gave me no reason to interact with either of them really. I want people to stay on your channel. They only have so much time in a day to watch YouTube. I want them to watch all of it on your channel, all that time they have. I want them to spend on your channel. And the way to do that is to keep linking to other content that's relevant. Going from laptop to headphones, not super relevant. I would go from laptop to laptop to laptop to laptop, headphone to headphone to headphone to headphone, and so on.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, if you have videos on price points, that works as well.
Yep.
So, but verbally telling people, and you want to have it all together, right? This is why I said earlier that before you record a video, you want to know what video you're going to send them to, because one, you're going to call it out in the end screen. Also, 3 other places, put a card in, right? You want to put a card in so that it has that link, you know, above, you know, in the top corner. You want to put a link to that other video that you're recommending them to in the video description. And you want to put a link to that other video in as a pinned comment. So 4 places, right? And they're all leading to the same location.
Yep.
So that's a strategy you can definitely take, run with it if you want to use it. As far as I know, we all have access to what end screen we use, what card we put in, what links we put in our video descriptions, and what we use as a pinned comment. So those 4 places should all be going to the exact same video. That's how you want to roll with that. So hopefully the creator here can help, but I hope that this advice helps all of you in chat as well.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do to get people to stay on your channel, and that's those 4 things going to be huge for you. So the reason, again, we say don't say subscribe, don't say any of that stuff, is those are buzzwords. People only hear I can leave now. People don't hear subscribe. People maybe they click subscribe on their way out, and that's great for you, but they could have clicked another video. If they're going to watch 2 or 3 videos in one session, they're very likely to subscribe. You don't have to ask. Yeah. That's what we keep preaching. Stop asking for subscribers is basically what we're saying. Yeah, you can ask for more views.
Yeah, literally. Get people to watch more of your videos because that matters a lot more. And I know this goes against so many people's thinking because a lot of new creators, a lot of younger creators are so laser focused on subscribers. How many subscribers do I have? How can I get more subscribers? You're hustling backwards. How do I get people to watch my videos, and how do I get them to watch a second video of mine? And a third video of mine is the question you should be asking, not how do I get more subs? No, you earn subs by getting people to watch your videos because it's on stuff that they actually care about and you're delivering value, whether that's entertainment or education, whatever it might be. But you gotta change that mindset away from subs. And how can I get people to actually watch my videos? And how can I get them to stay longer and actually watch a second video? When you start asking that question, now you're moving in the right direction of how you can actually grow your channel.
Yeah, we have a few more super chats we want to get to real quick.
Yeah.
Josiah says, spent 30 plus hours editing my latest video. Absolutely love it, but the title seems unengaging for a large audience. Any advice?
Ooh, we have a really good video on this on the channel. An excellent video with, I believe it was you with, it was either you or Rob with Jake Thomas. And the video is excellent. It's called Small Channels Do This to Double Your Views in 5 Minutes. Video has like 580,000 views. It was uploaded about 5 months ago. And it's one of my personal favorite videos because Jake Thomas is amazing. He is a title expert. The guy is a god at titles. So that's the video right there. Josiah, I hope you can see this and you go and watch that video because he drops absolute gems on how to create much better titles for your videos. And this is for everybody here. If you're titling videos and your video titles look like file names, you're playing yourself, and you should watch this video. Don't do it wrong. Watch this video, get an idea of how to actually make titles that'll get people to want to click on your video.
And the next time you make a video, try to remember this experience, because what you should do is try to know your title ahead of time. Try and know a little bit about your thumbnail ahead of time. You don't have to make it exactly, but try and understand what kind of thumbnail you might do. This is all stuff, by the way, the end screen thing, the title thing, the thumbnail thing, this is all stuff we put in our scripts before we even hit press record. If you were to be working for vidIQ and you could see our scripts, you would see it's title ideas, thumbnail ideas, sometimes based on other videos, sometimes just things we think might look cool. And then at the very bottom, we have the video linked that we are going to throw people to for the next video. It's very consistent the way we make videos here. And that, again, if you do that work ahead of time, you don't have to worry about spending, 30 hours editing something and going, gosh, what if I screw up the title and thumbnail?
Thank you. Title and thumbnail before is always the way to go. Don't do YouTube backwards. So thanks to Josiah for that super chat. Next one came up from Jizzle VR. In 4 months of using all your tips, I got 1,000 subs. Thank you. Trust me, everyone. These tips help. Follow them. Man, congratulations on the 1,000 subscribers. That's a huge, huge milestone. And I'm glad that we're helping out, man. That to me, every time that we hear stories like this, I don't, I'm not going to just speak for Dan, but it really warms my heart, because I was one of those people. I was you. I used to watch this during my breaks at work. I used to watch the stream and I would write down tips and be like, okay, I'm not doing that. Okay, I need to do this. And I would write down this stuff. And then when I would get off of work, super tired, I would start working on my channel. And that's the kind of advice that got me to 1,000 subs. So trust me, I really do appreciate hearing those stories.
I do too. Yeah. Thank you. And then based on our conversation before, what is good music volume for background music? I mean, what do you think, Jeff? I always do. I think I'm trying to hover around -12 for my audio, my VO. And if I try and put the music down to like minus 24, 28, it still sounds too loud. Sometimes it depends on the music itself. I'll usually, to be safe, go down to like -30. And sometimes certain songs are unhearable at that level. I have to really play with it. But I would get some baseline numbers in your head and try to aim for them, but I certainly would allow for a little bit of error if that's my advice. What do you think?
Yeah, this is about where I'm at too. So this guy kind of nailed it there. Was -20 to -35. Right around there is right about where I usually am aiming for, but it's different for every video. Much like Dan, I usually aim for around -15 to -12 when I'm recording my own voice. And when I was using music background, I no longer use it anymore. That's where I was at, somewhere between -20 and -35, depending on my own personal volume. But yeah,
we got a super just now, and I want to have everyone check this out. I want you to look for this next time you're playing with your community tab. What's more important, subs or views? It's absolutely views. If you're looking for the answer
didn't I just answer that?
Our quiz, we have a quiz. Our community tab gave us access to the new quiz feature. So I went ahead and used it yesterday and scheduled this post. And, which is more important for your YouTube channel? And I'm going to think of more of these, but I just decided to keep it simple, subs or views. 18% said subs and 18% were wrong, because the answer was views. It's right here. That's scientific evidence, guys.
There is a wrong answer.
Yeah, there's a wrong answer.
And it's subscribers.
Or it's subscribers. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I got confused. I confused myself. No, so look for this feature. It's on mobile right now. Not all channels have it. Our channel happens to have it, which I thought was pretty cool. But yes, I asked this question the other day just to see how many people would ask or answer correctly, and 82% so far have answered correctly. And now all of you can answer correctly too, because you've seen the answer. Now you know. Subs don't mean jack. It's views. Subs are great. I like having subs. I'm very happy with all the little tokens you get for getting subs. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, because someone subscribes once and then they disappear. They're gone. Sometimes they'll stick around for a few months. Sometimes they'll be a lifelong fan, but sometimes they'll subscribe and then they'll watch a couple more videos and they'll go away. So that's what you want to remember about subs. Views are the more consistent measurement of what people are doing today on your channel. And also, If you ever feel like your channel's dying because you got used to get this many views and now you're not getting as many, it could be that the topic died. It could be something happened that was out of your control. Subs don't tell you that. Views tell you that. Subs just go up. That's really all they do. Sometimes people unsubscribe. Most people don't. They just click the button once, like the like button, right? How often are you unliking videos? Probably not that often. People click it, they disappear. But views are a great measurement. Now you know what the heck is going on. Like, I was covering this topic. It's not getting as many views as it did before. Maybe it's time to make a change. What can I do better?
Yeah. Is it that time?
Yeah. I was trying to hide the comment, and I was like, okay, wait, which button do I click?
What's our coworker's name that handles the next portion of this?
Hamster McHamsterton. That's our executive producer is a hamster.
Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoat. Yep. It's the Claw.
Clawbert has
Clawbert.
returned.
Yes, hamster-powered Claw is back. We have 2 forums. They're linked down below, and almost 500 people have submitted on the non-gaming forum. 500 people have submitted on the gaming. This is perfect. Okay, cool. I'm just going to tell the Claw, out of 500 people, pick somebody. And we're going to pick a gaming channel because it's been a minute. And it's going to pick 424. So someone who posted kind of like recently on the forum here, 424, is going to be picked next. We have 1,700 subscribers in this channel. They're making shorts. Let's go here and check it out. So, what do we have? It looks like they did post in the gaming channel, and I wanted to say it was gaming because I saw some Zelda, but I'm seeing shorts that are not gaming.
¿Qué prefieres? ¿El frío o el calor?
Do you know what they're saying?
Yeah. Do you prefer cold or do you prefer warmth or heat?
¿Qué prefieres?
What do you prefer?
¿La PlayStation 5
Do you prefer the PlayStation 5
o la Nintendo Switch?
or the Nintendo Switch? I think, okay, first of all, I think that should have been 2 separate shorts because these are 2 separate questions.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I'm assuming this creator, obviously, that if they're speaking Spanish, it looks like a lot of these titles are in Spanish. So let me answer this really quick in Spanish. Lo que nosotros pensamos es que este short de qué prefieres debe ser, preguntaste 2 cosas y debe ser 2 diferentes shorts para un short para cada pregunta. Uno para PS5 y gaming, porque eso va a ser un cierto tipo de persona. Y el que prefiere climas fríos o cálidos es otra persona. So eso debe de ser su propio short. So a lo mejor eso sí te ayuda.
Obviously.
Yep. But yeah, so basically just telling them that they should be, if the person that's watching, that's going to answer the question of PS5 versus Switch, that's one type of viewer. And the person that's doing cold or warm climates, that's a different kind of viewer. So those 2 should be their own shorts. They're both intriguing questions for sure, and they can drive a lot of engagement, but they shouldn't be in the same short. You're not aiming at the same person. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. I also think there's 2 different channels here. There's the ones where you're asking kind of questions about life and general things, and then there's the ones where you're playing Zelda and Minecraft. And you'll see that those did a lot better because you pitched yourself as a gaming channel. I think when you switch topics like this, you kind of burn your audience a little bit. You were starting to build up an audience here. Like, people were watching these, and you kind of pivoted away from them. So why is that? I would be trying to figure out what you can do to stick to gaming as best you can.
Yeah.
I also recognize this is Jake Fellman's short here, is Minecraft short. It doesn't look like you're adding anything to this, so this would just kind of be re-uploading someone else's content.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. So it does kind of make me wonder,
Jake.
Huh?
I said, especially to Jake. He's such a nice guy.
I know. It does make me wonder if other content here has been re-uploaded. I don't know. Ultimately, what I would say, though, is play some games, capture some cool moments. These consoles let you capture moments, and then you can just take those and like make them into vertical shorts. So yeah, stick to one thing. When you topic jump like this, this is what tends to happen.
Yeah, totally agree. That's the crux of what I try to tell them in Spanish, just to make it easier. I'm assuming they speak or at least understand English as well. But yeah, that's the crux of it. And this applies to everyone. And I know some people don't like niching down. I know some people don't like to hear that because we're all multifaceted individuals and we like different things. But channels are free. You can make as many channels as you want. So they don't all have to go onto the same channel. So if you want to talk about different stuff, just create different channels and put the videos where they belong. Simple, right?
Easy, in fact. Before we continue, earlier today we talked about titles and finding good titles, and I wanted to show you something kind of cool. This is our AI title recommendations. If you find yourself in a position where you're like, I want to make a video, but I want to think about some titles before I record that video, you probably have a general idea of what your video is going to be about, right? So we just saw some Minecraft videos, so we could say like modded Minecraft. I'm going to make a video about modded Minecraft. I kind of know what I want to do. What kind of title should I have on this video? And the AI is going to think for a second and go, ignite your creativity with modded Minecraft. Discover the thrilling world of modded Minecraft. Unlock amazing modded Minecraft experience. Maybe I didn't give it enough. Okay. How about this? Mod reviews for Minecraft. I'm going to review some mods. I have some mods I want to show people. Get an in-depth look at the best mods for Minecraft. A comprehensive review of the best Minecraft mods. Find out how mods are transforming the Minecraft experience. So it's going to take things that you give it, and it's going to spit out some title recommendations that are going to go a little bit deeper. They're going to allow you to have more interesting, more clickable titles. So check this tool out. And play with it yourself. It's awesome. I like using it on our app rather than in YouTube Studio, which you can use in there too, because you have to have like a video that you're playing with to use it on YouTube. But on our app, you can just go in here and type away. You can just keep playing with it. And sometimes these can inspire ideas, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, and I agree because they give you different angles on what you can talk about. One thing I will say is this: two little bits of warning here with this tool, because I've seen people make mistakes when using it. One, using the exact title verbatim. You don't have to do that. You can take a title, like let's say this, get an in-depth look at the best mods for Minecraft. Cool, I like that idea. I like that title. Take that, but reword it yourself. It doesn't have to be exactly verbatim, word for word, exactly what you're reading there. Now, secondly, I've also seen people make this mistake. They'll take a title from the AI tool generator, verbatim, copy and paste it into the keyword inspector. And don't do that. Don't do that. So because they say, oh yeah, I took a title from here, but in the keyword inspector, it gave me a low score. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. So they're two separate things. You're taking a whole title and putting it into a keyword inspector, as opposed to taking the actual keyword of whatever topic you're looking for and putting that into keyword inspector. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of context there that's something that you should watch out for. But yeah, I love this tool personally because I'll have a good idea of what my title is, but I'll pop it in here just to see other ways that it comes up with it, to see if there's a way that I could rearrange it to make it more intriguing.
Traveling to Canada. Over the joys of exploring Canada, a traveler's guide, explore the wonders of Canada. So it'll give you a little bit more than just I'm making a vlog. I'm going to travel to Canada. If you want to use this tool and all of our tools, I'm going to tell you something that's exclusive to you guys here in the live stream.
Yes.
There's a link down below. It's the secret page. Okay. Now listen. Do not share this with anybody. This is just for you. If you share, if people click this link and they're not in this live stream right now, I could get in really big trouble. Like legitimately, like they're going to come after me. So trust me, that's a real thing that'll happen. Secret page. Okay. Tell nobody. $1 will get you vidIQ boost for a limited time. There you go. 30-day access. Just starting at $1.
You didn't hear it from us.
No. Tell nobody. Seriously, I could get in big trouble. Now, let's say you don't know how to type on a keyboard. That's okay, because I got you covered. Just scan that.
Nice.
QR code. Just scan that with your phone. Now there's no key logging evidence that you used my link. Okay? Do me a solid. Just don't, you know what? Never mind. Don't use it. I don't trust you guys. Don't use that link. Don't scan that QR code. We're just going to go, we're going to go to the next channel. I feel like you're going to get me in trouble. I'm getting a weird energy from chat right now. All right, we're going to pick the next channel. It's number 152. It is going to be a non-gaming channel. And it is going to be SC Homestead. Farm life is a very broad topic. How can I focus when farmers are jacks of all trades?
Interesting.
This is a homesteading channel. I mean, there's quite a few of these that we've seen. And that means if you are looking to get an even more specific answer to that question, I would just look at other homesteading channels and see kind of what they're doing, see what their focuses are. You might notice some patterns if you start to study them. This is not a niche that I'm like super familiar with, so it's kind of hard for me to answer that question very in depth. But that's the kind of research I would do, most certainly.
Yeah, I've worked with a few of this type of channel before, and they were focused, but it wasn't, well, a couple of them by accident, right? Because they had some videos really take off. But thankfully, the videos that took off were stuff that they were really into, and it actually ended up becoming incredibly lucrative for them. So what I mean by one of them was talking about tools. So they were talking about all the different stuff going around on the farm. But when they started making videos about like, hey, I picked up this tool, and then they did a versus video of their new tool versus their old tool, that video took off. We're talking about where they were getting a couple hundred views per video, where this video got thousands of views in the first week and eventually hit an even bigger spurt where now it's like one of the biggest videos on their channel. So when they started talking about tools of the trade, right? The different things that they use, whether it's hand tools, whether it's power tools, whether it's generators, whether it was tractors, whatever it was, that stuff really hit its stride. And eventually got to the point where companies that do like, I forgot John Deere, but like other types of companies like that, Skill and whoever, they started saying, hey, this channel under 5,000 subs, they were trying to send them like tractors and big tools and stuff like that for them to use on their farm. Like that to me is incredible. Like that's wild. So stuff like that can work. Another one that I saw was around the agriculture of their farm, because they had like, they were growing stuff. So they really leaned into that side of it. So you can find niches within this, especially if it works for you. But right now I would probably continue sort of doing what you're doing, experimenting with these different topics. And if one of them really pops off and it's something that you like doing and that you can talk about a lot, then it can work in your favor. But that's just the evidence that I've seen from some of the other of these types of channels that I've worked with in the past.
Yeah. So there you go. There's some tips already. We haven't even watched the video yet.
Yep.
So this video is winter is coming. Will my hives survive? The thumbnail says, will my bees survive the cold? I kind of wonder if you should flop those on their head. So will my bees survive the cold is a much better title, in my opinion, than will my hives survive? Winter is coming. I kind of feel like winter is coming would have been a great title, or a thumbnail text. Winter is coming. And then you see the beehives, and then under it's like, will my bees survive?
Agreed. And they could still change it.
Yeah, not too late. If you agree with that, if you want to try it out.
Hi, and welcome to the farm. So today it's a cold one here in the upstate of South Carolina. Tonight we're supposed to get down to about 19 degrees, probably down to about 18, 17 before daybreak. And so, car coming around the corner, coming around the corner. Wow. Coming the other way too. Excellent, good timing. Not only is it going to be really cold, I mean, cold, proper cold, but we also got a lot of wind coming in. In fact, the breeze is starting to pick up now. We've got some insulation I'm going to be wrapping these hives in. It's not much, it's not really thick, bad insulation, but it is windproof. And that's what I'm trying to keep off these hives is this wind, because wind is just going to kill them. So let's get suited up and let's get in there. All right,
So that was the first 50 seconds. We stuck around a little bit. I think we got it delayed because of the car. So I wanted to see how that was going to go before we got to the next part of the video.
Car delay for sure. Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, shout out to the creator. I love the voice. I love the accent. That in and of itself helps. It's something like, some people don't like my voice, but I'll tell you this. I've had a lot of comments saying that my voice is what gets people to stick around in my videos. So that can work in your favor. So definitely take advantage of that. I think one of the things that I'm missing, that I think is missing here for SE Homestead, it feels like they are very much winging this whole intro section, which is fine, especially if the whole video's like that. But this is one of those things where I think even a little bit of light scripting here could really go a long way to making it concise, so that you can say the stuff you want to say in a concise manner. This is why I like using speech recognition for when I write my scripts, so that I actually say it, and when I read it, I sound like myself. But it can really kind of help you kind of get to the point, so we can get into the content as quickly as possible, because it felt like we're just now about to start getting into it, and we're almost a minute in. Although there is a timestamp, I believe, so I'm not sure. That might be for the next. Yeah. So that's where it was.
Cutting first strip.
Yeah, so cutting for a strip. So if it takes us almost a minute just to get there, it's taking a little too long. It's just taking a little. I think everything that you said there could have been said a little bit quicker. Not like you have to talk fast, but just be more concise. And that's where scripting comes into play to get people to stay. Because I'm afraid that if you look at his retention graphs, that he might be having a large drop off and then picking back up at the first timestamp.
Yeah. So that's why I also would say, like, if you're going to make a timestamp and you're going to call it intro, take a step back and ask yourself, is there more value I can add in the beginning of this video so I don't have to call this intro? And you can give it a more interesting timestamp name now. Like think about your timestamp as individual little videos, because sometimes people click on a timestamp for a specific piece of knowledge and they move on. So timestamps are searchable. There's a lot there. I don't like seeing intro as a name to a timestamp. I want to see it. When in doubt, I just kind of repeat the title of the video, or maybe reword it a little bit differently, again, just for search or something like that. But it's a mindset thing, really. Like, intro. Like, you got nothing better to tell me about it. It's just, I'm going to say some stuff. It's almost an invitation. You know how Netflix has the skip intro button? It's almost the same thing. It's like your version of the skip intro button on your channel. And because I read the title, nothing in that first 50 seconds was anything I really needed. I didn't need the car interruption, and I didn't need you to repeat what I already know from the title and thumbnail, which was the premise of the whole video. It's going to be cold. I need to insulate my bees so they don't die. I got all of that already. So what could you have done as a hook rather than just a generic intro that would have gotten me to stick around? And now your first timestamp isn't called intro. It's called something a little more interesting. And it's all about, it just comes down to that mindset. We really fixate on intros during these streams because that's the make or break. If you don't have a good hook, people don't stick around, right? They clicked on your video because of the title and thumbnail, but they left because of what? Probably the first 10 to 30 seconds. They could tell right away this is or is not going to be what I want to watch. So they'll decide to stay or leave.
Agreed. And that's a major thing that we are drilling into you guys today, is the importance of a strong intro and a strong outro, and how much of a difference it makes into your overall video retention. It's shocking. Like, when I learned these things, I was like, holy crap, because it elevated my my viewer retention tons. So definitely something to think about. And I guess, let's see, I don't know if you want to move into the middle or if you want to move into the outro.
So it looks like they cut these different strips. They wrap the hives. Hopefully they're answering questions like dummies like me have. Like, you're going to insulate these hives. You're wrapping them up real good. Like, you put the lid on there. Can they still breathe? Like, how does that all work? And why, are they hibernating right now? I don't know much about bees, so it doesn't seem like you're getting beed to death, which is good to see. I'm glad you're okay. I'm scared of bees, so this is not something I could do. And I'm left with a lot of questions. So just think about, and I'm not listening to the video. You might be answering all these questions, but think about this from the perspective of somebody who's kind of interested in this topic, but I'll never own bees. I don't know anything about them. But it is kind of interesting. I didn't realize that if you had bees, you had to do things like this. It's just a more reason not to own bees, in my opinion. Terrible, ungrateful pets. But it's still really interesting to me.
So just to be clear, I agree with Dan in that sense. It's not for me to be a caregiver, caretaker for like apiary and like that sort of stuff. That's just me. However, I am so intrigued with beekeeping content, with like hornet nest removals, wasp nest. I love watching that stuff. I love it. But will I get near it or actually have one here? Hell no.
No. If I got bees swarming around, something is wrong. That's not.
Thank you.
Not a thing that I wanted to have happen. That is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a thing that was not supposed to ever happen.
Yeah, but I love honey though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they do okay at honey.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably the same thing with the outro, because I kind of see that you kind of walked off camera. So this is a very summary outro and tools left behind. So
summary you got to watch out for. That's something you really should avoid in your video. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they watch this replay. So anytime you get to that point in a video where you start summarizing, people are out. Anytime you give them any sort of exit clue, a clue that your video is ending, that's where you need to say, okay, hard cut, any kind of outro, any kind of summary, any kind of wrap up, any of that stuff, that's got to go. That's got to go. So wherever that is, wherever that stopping point is, where the storytelling value is done, then now you have 15 seconds to tell me what video you want me to go to next. You put that video up on there, you tell me where to go, and you're out. You know, don't tell me like, comment, subscribe, don't any of that. No. All of that's got to go. And it's hard. It's hard to kill our darlings like this, but that's what it takes.
all right. So yeah, we've touched on a lot of things there. It looks like you have a lot of content with your bees, because I'm seeing another video right here. There's also quite a bit of content with different tools that you use. I think, Jeff, the advice you gave earlier definitely bears, re-listening to. I'm not going to repeat it. I will say, as I come down here and I see more apiary content, you did get a lot of views on these. Your latest video has 35 views, but then when you do videos where you show off these batteries and tools, you're in the hundreds now. So I kind of feel like that might be an answer for you right there. There's one of two things I would do. I would either do some research into channels that do content like this with apiaries and stuff. And what are they doing differently? Like, how are they titling their videos? What's the subject of each video? Like, they must be doing things with their apiaries that are of interest if you find that they're getting a lot of views. That's what I would be doing if I'm going to continue doing this kind of content. Or
Agreed.
you could just double down on different tools and things that you're using around your farm.
Yeah, totally agree. Or there could be just two separate channels. Keep that stuff, like if you're going to be doing tool reviews, stuff like that, that's on a different channel. Yeah. Channels are free to make. And that stuff is an evergreen play that can be lucrative on multiple levels. So if you love bees, if you love beekeeping, if you love apiary content, keep that here. But do as Dan said, research what the other channels are doing topic-wise that's getting them views. Look at patterns in what their thumbnails look like and what their titling looks like to get some ideas, because you'll start drawing some patterns. You'll start noticing the top 5 successful beekeeping channels, all their thumbnails have these elements. All of their titling has these types of elements. Here's the top topics that they're talking about. That's when you can start pulling clues of what are they doing in common successfully that you aren't doing, right? And that's literally what I did to get my own channel to move forward. So
there you go. Thank you for sharing. Hopefully we got some value to you from that. We have some more supers we want to get to. So this first one is from KYMY99, who says, thank you so much for reviewing my channel, which we did review much earlier in the stream. I'm grateful for all of you vidIQ, and I wouldn't be where I am without you. Wish I could donate more. Thank you. We appreciate that. And you don't have to donate anything. We just appreciate you being here, and best of luck. Plum Bobby, thank you for the super. And then shout out to Dan's cat. Appreciate you. Cat does not deserve that, but I'll take it. Ducky, thank you for the super. Old Man Gib, why does YouTube Analytics show my watch hours dropping, yet the vidIQ achievements show watch hours climbing? I'm confused.
I would say it might have something to do with the reporting error that happened last week, because that threw off a lot of people's analytics, including the watch hours. So because we saw that, we actually saw this exact error. So for Old Man Gib, I would wait. I would wait for stuff to settle down with YouTube's own analytics reporting error. But also sometimes our own tool is behind what YouTube's own, because YouTube's own tools they have access to the data right from the source. So their tools will be ahead of ours in that sense. But I would just be patient, wait, and see what's going on.
Josiah says, how often can you change titles without hurting it? I assume it is the video. So you have a video. How often can you change the title without causing some damage?
Well, here's the thing. If a video is working well, then I wouldn't touch it. If it's not working, I would change it and give it some time to see what happens. But I wouldn't be changing it over and over. Oh my God, it didn't pick up in 1 hour and I need to change it again. Nah, you got to be patient, my guy. So for me personally, I'd probably, if I change the title, I may give it anywhere from a week, a couple weeks to see if it has a chance. You have to give it a chance to actually get found. But yeah, I would give it time. You can change it too much because let's say it starts picking up views and you're like, hey, cool, maybe I can get more. And then you change it and it hurts it. That's when you're doing it too much. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Try not to obsess over it. Just if like the best way to do it is to look at videos that you feel like are still relevant today and they had their time, like at the time they did really good and then they kind of died down. Then you can change it. We've seen some of the biggest channels on YouTube change titles and thumbnails after their videos that once did good die off. And have those videos, you know, make a resurgence and reach a whole bunch of new people.
Yeah, totally.
I asked because I posted one short, blew up to 1.3K, and then posted another short on the same topic within an hour and stuck at 3 views. I don't know what to do. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember their first question, but I'll say this. Shorts, there's only so much real estate across YouTube in general, but shorts as well. Like, right? So YouTube, like this is why when people upload like a lot of shorts at once, I kind of go, and you can do that, but YouTube is only going to offer you so much real estate at a time, right? So I don't think it hurts anything in the long term. I just think you could space out your content more and relax a little bit. You're not making as much content. I don't think you should post shorts an hour apart. People do that. You can, but you're only going to get to take advantage of so much real estate on that short shelf. So post and chill. That's what I say.
Yep. That's it, man. I think
They're
that's
only gonna, yeah.
No, you answered it quite well. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Jinxie, I have a question. As a gaming channel, funny moments, trolling gameplays, how should my intros and outros be? Funny. I think they should start funny. I think they should start loud, funny, and ridiculous. People will click on your title and thumbnail based on something you tell them in the title and thumbnail. Don't repeat it. Just show them something hilarious.
Yeah. And then outro, don't have one.
Yeah. No. Hard cut. Sometimes I've seen videos that cut mid-sentence.
Yep. I've done it before, man. Hard cuts are so much fun because then people in the comments are like, I didn't even know the video was over.
Yep. That's the best.
That's the best, man.
That's the best feeling. Like you didn't get to push them to an end screen video, but maybe you use the pinned comment, you know?
Yeah.
They're going to comment. I had a funny situation the other day. I was watching shorts. I was scrolling through, and I came across this channel I hadn't seen before, and they were reviewing these albino strawberries they got at Walmart. Okay, and that's what intrigued me about it. They're holding up a white strawberry with red seeds, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that before. They're like, yeah, I just got these at Walmart. I'm gonna try them. They take the strawberry by the stem, they put it in their mouth, and they pop the whole thing in their mouth without taking the stem off, the green bit up the top of the strawberries. And I was no longer listening to anything they had to say about these albino strawberries. I was just like this. Like, you just ate those disgusting leaves on the strawberry. So the first thing I did was went to the comments. And I'm not kidding. If you find this video, every single top comment is, did he just eat the stem of the strawberry? And even a couple people are like, I do that. And now I'm like, wait a minute, is this a pineapples on pizza thing? Like, I don't like pineapples on pizza. Then I found out actually people do like that. So I felt kind of like weird, like, oh, it's the controversy. Is there a controversy I don't know about where people are eating the stems of strawberries, Jeff?
Yes.
Do you eat the stems of strawberries?
No.
Okay, then we can still be friends.
Because I'm not a freaking weirdo. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but it's totally edible. I've seen people do it in real life, and it tripped me out the first time I saw it. I was like, wait, what? And they were like, yeah. I've also seen people eat the orange peel. Like, bite, like, you know, you eat an apple?
You don't do that.
I've seen people do that with oranges. No. So yeah, it's to each their own. To each their own. I was also not a fan of pineapple on pizza initially because I'd eaten it from like, you know, different chain pizza places. But when my wife made a homemade pizza with actual fresh pineapple on it, that changed it for me. That really did change it for me.
I've had good pineapple pizza before, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, that the whole point of that story was to let you know. I no longer was on board with the original concept of the video.
You were
watched
out.
the
You
whole
checked
thing.
out.
I was somewhere else after I saw that moment, and I went to the comments, and I had to see people saw that, right? And someone pointed out like that he grabbed the stem like he was going to bite it off the stem, but then just popped the whole thing in his mouth. Like you're like, I did not just see him eat that stem. Like people just lost it.
Yeah, he triggered everybody. That's a
Right.
big brain move.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a hack. It is. I'm not kidding. That is like a hack you can do in videos where you just do something that incites a riot in the comments. You know, where people are like, wait a minute. Video aside, what the heck was that I just saw?
Oh yeah.
And
I've seen
that
people do
gets
that.
the engagement. That gets the video moving even more. Like, look at this guy. I shared the video because I'm like, look at this. And I was not sharing it because I thought, albino strawberries, right, guys? No. Someone out there eats the stems of strawberries like it's nothing. Like that's part of the fruit. Like you're supposed to do that. And that's wrong.
Yeah.
And they're going
That's
to hurt
exactly what I said
themselves.
when the guy took a whole bite out of an orange. I was like, sir, you're not doing this. This is not how humans eat oranges, but I like it. No, I'll
gonna
slap that
review-
orange out of your hand. So you're disrespecting that orange.
I'm going to review these oranges. And he picks up the orange and it looks like he's about to peel it open, but then just bites the whole thing. No.
That's a short.
Yep.
that is a viral short right there.
Review over. What did you just do?
Yeah.
Do you realize how many pesticides were on that?
Oh my god, dude. It's yeah. So, but agreed. And then also we have another one here real quick. Does watch time adjust after 365 days? So I know where I'll stand. I'll let you explain it, but it is a rolling 365.
It's a window. Yeah. Imagine it like this. Like this is 365 days and my head is your channel. They move like this. This is across time. So it's always updating every day after a year, right? Like, so the hours, if this is the beginning of the 365, the hours are falling off because every day you know what I mean? It's a rolling window. It's not a year and then it resets.
Yeah.
It's like a common misconception. Maybe it's the way YouTube explains it.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think they explained it clearly enough, and hopefully they've gone back and revamped that. But it is a rolling 365. And then Jinxie thanking us, thank you very much. Also, I've been seeing the comments, and I just want to tell people that any advice you give other channels can apply to everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for seeing the bigger picture of what we are offering here. That's if one of you guys can see the bigger picture, I think we've done a good job today.
I think the best way to explain what we're doing here today is we're trying to teach you how to teach yourself. That's really whether we see your channel or not. Like we want to get everybody in the same mindset of like, I can look for these things. I can do this kind of research myself and I can see what channels are out there that are similar to mine. You know, you can review your own channel, even if you don't feel like you know what's going on. It's just kind of being in the right mindset and knowing what to do. But yeah, our job is to teach you to teach yourself.
Yeah. We don't want to give you a fish. We want to teach you how to fish so that you can feed yourself. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, but that's
honestly, we don't have fishing rods. That's the problem. We can't give you a fish even if we wanted to. In a lot of cases, we don't have your channel in front of us. We don't have the knowledge that you have. You're making a specific channel for a specific type of viewer, and we can't cover every single little facet of YouTube. We could just do our best. And ultimately, it's giving you the tools you need. We're too busy making you fishing rods to have our own.
Yeah, exactly.
I've taken your analogy and I just stacked on top of it.
Yeah, man. But that's what we're doing, and hopefully this stuff helps. I know it helped me greatly when I was coming up, and you guys don't understand because I was one of you in the chat. I was one of you, and this stuff helped me greatly to the point, and that's why I feel honored to be here to be able to talk to you guys now, because I was one of you, and that's how it started for me. So just think about that. How much this advice can take you on a journey.
Yep. Give a man a fish, he puts on a pizza.
It's very true.
Bones and all. All right, well, let's pick a gaming channel. Number 3.
Good Lord.
Wow, Claw. All right.
Yeah, Clobbert has got jokes today.
All right, Claw. A Geometry Dash channel. Oh, boy.
Has Clobbert been drinking? I'm going to have to send Tish. We're going to have to tell Tish to go check on Clobbert.
Clobbert, what's wrong? Get help. Okay. Oh, I like these thumbnails. These are nice. The most useless feature in GD. I'm assuming Geometry Dash 2.2. 7.6K views. Hey,
52,176. You may be wondering what exactly this number represents. Well, what if I told you this was the exact number of hours since RobTop released Update 2.1? Honestly, you'd probably believe me. This number roughly translates into around 2,174.
I gotta say that sound effect when the text is on the screen is very loud to me.
It is.
I like this editing a lot. I'm just saying that weird tingy noise hurts my ears as a headphone user.
Days. Days that have all been spent working on the most legendary update known to mankind, Geometry Dash 2.2. However, is 2.2 actually as phenomenal as we think it is?
I don't like that. I like the video overall though.
Yeah, it just needs some volume normalization across the different tracks. But they just got to be careful with that in their editing. But yeah, I agree. It is a little jarring. It's a cool sound though, and it belongs. The volume is just a little too high.
Yeah. Yes. I'm afraid to watch more because I don't want to hear that sound again. It's getting very triggering to me. But I will say the editing you're doing is really solid here, especially for a Geometry Dash video. I've seen videos like this. This is basically what the game looks like. It's just kind of like you're following the thing, just going along the track. And you've look at the edits here. Look at the screen shake, the flames, like all the stuff you're doing. A lot of pattern interrupts. You know, props. This is great. How are you doing outros? Are you taking the advice we've given so many creators today? No. It is a very long thanks for watching screen that starts at about 6 minutes and 32 seconds and goes for the rest of the video. And there's no end card either. So you put this thanks for watching screen on, and it looks like there's supposed to be an end card in the middle, but there's nothing for me to click on. There's nowhere for me to go. So go roll back the stream a little bit where we're talking about different ways you can do end screens and things like that. Take that advice, put it to heart. This is a long time for people to click off of your video. And I'm betting there's probably a moment where they realized it was over before they even got there.
Despite putting them on this list, I'm obviously not advocating for any of these features to be removed. I mean, RobTop already went through the effort anyway, so it would kind of be pointless. But my intention with this video was simply to point out some features that
I'm already done. My intention with this video was to, okay, well, I'm at the end. I made it.
Checked out.
Yep. So we have almost a full minute left in the video when I hear those words, when I hear the words that made it sound like your video was ending. So that's definitely my advice to you, is try to trick me into watching the last second of this video.
Yeah, I would look at that retention graph, right? Because the cool thing about our audience retention graphs in the analytics studio is you can see where people drop off, and you can scroll to that part of the timeline, and right before it, scroll to that and then hit play. And you can see exactly what you said that made people leave, or what you showed, or what you did. And that way you can say, okay, when I did this, it made people leave. Make a note of it. Go to a previous video. When I said this, where are these dips happening? Take note. What are you saying? What are you doing? How are you cluing people in to leave? And then don't do that. It's literally that simple.
Yeah. So try to get me to the end. That's my biggest advice for you. I don't think there's a lot of other things I can say in terms of like what they're doing wrong. Like the editing's really strong. I want my first video with 6-digit view count. How do I get there? That was the question they asked us. I will give you one thing. And now keep in mind, I'm not in this space. Geometry Dash is very old. It's been around a very long time. It's news to me that there's been a big update and it's brought the community back to life. Is the ceiling high enough for you to get a 6-digit view count? And I guess to know that, we can just look and see, well, what are other creators doing? Geometry Dash. 22,000 views from a channel with 146,000 subscribers. That was a day ago. 30,000 views from a channel with 371,000. 71,000 views from a channel that's approaching 1 million. There are over 800,000 subscribers. 17 million views on this one. This is from 5 years ago, though. See, now we're getting into when the game was more popular. Could 2.2 bring it back to these levels? I don't know. I don't know enough about 2.0. 4 weeks ago, though, 100 hardest things you've ever done in Geometry Dash, that got 240,000 views from a channel with 31,000 subscribers. So that's what I would be doing to ask myself, okay, is it even possible to get a 6-digit view count in this space? Because there is a ceiling. And it changes as time goes on, especially in gaming. Games get old, people stop playing them, therefore people are not watching videos on them anymore. So there is a ceiling to this. Could your ceiling be 6 digits? Maybe. A month ago someone did it, so maybe you could. Now I would be looking at this video a little bit deeper. Look at the thumbnail, look at the title, and think about the subject they're really doing. Like, think about what they're really covering here. It's a 25-minute video, and they're showing really impressive stuff. The hardest things, 100 of the hardest things you've ever done. Is there a similar kind of video you can make to this one? Because clearly there's interest around it. That's the kind of thing I'd be asking myself, because if you're getting this many views and your subscriber count looks like this, that's a very positive sign. So to answer your question, yes, it is possible. To get there, keep planning your videos out, keep doing the research. It looks like that video, there's not a lot of videos that are doing that. So your space, the ceiling could be kind of low.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. We will go to the next channel. Oh, what?
Yeah. No, I'll say, yeah, let's move on to the next one. See what we got.
All right. 138.
Oh, okay. Clobbert might be sobering up a bit. Tish must have gave him a swift kick in the pants.
Yeah, we don't like it when people who were so early on the forum get a review finally. Can't stand when that happens. All right, what do we get here? Memecgang. They do shorts. They said, how can I get more views? Well, make more shorts. We have 3 shorts. And I'm seeing creators that I know are not you. Memes that I found on the internet, part 1. So re-uploading other people's content is probably not how to do it. This content was popular somewhere else. That doesn't mean it's just going to get you views. Make original content. What are you passionate about? What things excite you? What makes you laugh? Go out and be creative and make videos. Because I don't want to look at these. I do feel like, just based on what I'm seeing here, these were definitely taken from other creators.
Yeah, I agree. That's the thing you have to be careful with. And now, to be fair, I've seen channels, grow by reposting other people's content. Not saying that it's not possible. The problem is, when it comes to monetization, when it comes to copyright, there's a lot of issues involved with this. And if all you're after is chasing subs for the sake of subs, okay, cool. But really not the way to go formula wise. I'd really be creating my own content when it comes to shorts, to be completely honest, because it comes down to the barrier to entry. Anyone can literally take other people's videos and upload them. So what makes you different, right? Mm-hmm. So that's really what it comes down to, is taking it up a notch, taking it to the next level, making something unique, making something that resonates with an audience. Whether it's with your own voice or not, with your own face or not, but original content is always going to be the win.
Mm-hmm. We got another super chat I want to get to real quick. I started this channel to motivate people, but in a way to where it's a conversation between friends. Just wondering your thoughts on this concept. Well, have you made a bunch of videos? Is it going the way you planned? Is it going better, going worse? There's a lot of things we don't know about this channel. I would say that, Jeff, you'd probably agree with this. vidIQ, one of the things we do on our channel is motivate people. But it's specifically, in our case, about making YouTube videos. So could your motivation channel, where it's you talking to friends and motivating each other and trying to motivate the audience, could that work? Yes. But what are you motivating them to do? Like, to what end? What's the goal? Just saying, like, motivated, like, get up early and grind super hard. At what? Like, for what reason? And I think that's where I'm lost. Like, maybe you already have answered that question, but it wasn't in your super chat, so I don't know. But I would say, for anybody out there looking, like, I want to have conversation with my friends. I want them to be rooted in blank. In this case, motivation. You still need that thing that's going to bring an audience together, that through line. Because if you're going to motivate people on, side hustles one day, like, okay, this is how you can get a good side hustle going, and don't be discouraged, and blah blah blah. And then, this is how you can get up and clean your house every day. Don't be discouraged. Don't worry. You can do it. Your house is a mess. You're a pig, but it's okay. Just get up early. 2 different topics. 2 totally different topics. The same motivating people, but 2 totally different things that don't appeal to the same audience at the same time. So try to set up try to get some friends together with common interest, and then try and figure out, okay, who's our target audience? Like, what are we trying to motivate people to do, and what's our ideal viewer look like? What do you think?
Yeah.
Anything to add?
No, I agree, man. That's really what it comes down to, is who it is that you're talking to, because you're sort of fragmenting yourself if you're motivating people for workouts, then motivating people for financial health. And then it's like we're aiming at so many different points that it's like, yeah. So I think a little bit of focus there would go a long, long way.
All right. We're going to pull our next channel from the Claw. I'm going to do another non-gaming channel this time.
Okay.
564. We'll update the Claw here. I'll get specific. And it's going to be 79.
Hey,
Yeah.
not bad.
Look at that.
Those Canadian quarters that Tish put in Clawbert seem to be working.
Okay, so it's ChartLounge. They said, can I monetize my content? I'm only using stock footage and text-to-speech voice. Well,
Odds are probably not.
Yeah, there was a situation yesterday. In fact, we talked about this a little bit when Sean was on our channel review live stream, where there was a situation where someone was using exactly that, like stock footage and text to speech, and when they applied for monetization, it didn't go through. They, and we talked about how this could put YouTube in an awkward situation, because it's hard to verify like how much of this content's actually your original content. If you get a script from ChatGPT and then you take it and put it in a text-to-speech software, and then you take that and you just put B-roll over it that maybe you licensed, but the subject matter of the video itself was written by something else and you had no hand in it, you're making what I will harshly call low-effort content, and you don't know how much of that is even plagiarized. So there's also a lot of stories right now about people getting caught with plagiarized work, blogs, papers for school, things like that. Resumes. People are getting completely, it's a thing. So you gotta be careful with that. I think you are going to have trouble hitting monetization. By the way, just a quick note about using scripts from our own AI coach or ChatGPT or whatever. Please fact check those robots. A lot of those robots, they get things wrong. They're a great place to start, great place to take a script from and like start working on it, but work on it. Fact check everything they say matter-of-factly if it's true, because there's bound to be something in there that's wrong. And that's how a lot of these people are getting caught too. Something's fishy about it. Like, oh, no, that doesn't sound right. And people fact check it. And then before you know it, they're running the whole thing through a checker that can tell whether or not it was written by AI. So if you want to make sure you have original content, but you want to use the help of awesome tools like our AI coach, still do some work. Like, you can't just have it do the whole thing for you. Like, fact check, add your personality to it. My goodness.
Yeah. I basically, so put it like this, right? So I did a piece of content for commercial use, and I knew the facts, that the talking points that they had, like they gave me the talking points. Hey, here's the stuff we want in this video or whatnot. So I took all those talking points and I put it in to say, hey, can you give me a video outline using these talking points? And it gave me the outline. I didn't use that outline verbatim because it was, first and foremost, it didn't sound like me. Right. That's first and foremost. Secondly, there was mistakes. So what I did with that outline was give me a starting point of where I need to take it. So essentially what the outline said, I reset it with my own voice, with my own speech patterns, to make sure that I was the one saying this. And I wasn't just reading it verbatim. I was taking, okay, this is what they just said in this short paragraph, this blurb. Now, how would I say that? And then I would say it. That's what would become part of the script. So I was using it as a jumping off point, but I wasn't taking it verbatim. And that's where a lot of people are making a huge mistake, because they're being too freaking lazy. They're just taking it verbatim and popping it in here and doing that. It's like, all you got to do is take it one step further and humanize it. Yep. And humanize it. And you can still get the benefits of having it speed up your workflow, but not just doing it completely for you. And that's the big difference. So you can take it a step further. Same thing I do with our AI title generator. Same thing I do with the AI coach. The things that it gives me, I use that as essentially like I'm asking a buddy, hey, what do you think of this? And it gives me something to kind of work with, but I still put in the work. Yeah. So that's the thing that I think Dan's trying to get at is take it a step further, man. Don't let it make you lazy.
And fact check.
Oh,
My
big
goodness.
time.
Fact check that robot.
But yeah.
Fascinating Earth facts that can inspire you. Part 2. Route 66 stretches beyond the heart of the Earth.
For an AI, text to speech voice, this is one of the better ones I've heard. I think this one is good enough to where, at least at first, I could be tricked into thinking it's a human.
Yeah. Till they mess up.
Right. As it goes on, I'm sure it'll trip itself up. We are kind of anti text to speech around here. I think pretty much every person who's been on our live stream, we've kind of all unanimously agreed. Text to speech is not the way to go. We want to see more personality. We would prefer it if people would buy a microphone and put their own voice in their channel. If not, you can get a voice actor to voice the content for you via Upwork or Fiverr. But people just using like AI voices and stuff, it's very disconnected. And it's already hard enough to grow a channel if you're not going to put your face on it, if you're not going to make that really visual connection with the audience. It's even harder if you're not going to put your own voice on it. So that's really what it's about at the end of the day. Guys coming up to us like, hey, how do I get more views? How do I do this? Well, you want to grow a community, right? You want this to snowball into something that you can do long term. You can't do that if you're not willing to put your personality into it more. People aren't going to latch on to your community. You're not going to grow this thriving place that could one day make you money and you can make a whole career out of if you're just kind of doing text to speech and not really putting yourself in your content.
Yeah, and YouTube's AI, they can tell. That's why a lot of those channels are not getting monetized by YouTube. Now, not to say that you can't monetize a channel like this. You can. I've seen people do it successfully, but not be partnered. They've made videos where they're doing listicles of, the best home appliances, things like that, where they're putting affiliate links, they're monetizing via the affiliate links, but they're not getting into the partner program. I've seen channels that are getting hundreds of thousands of views, have thousands of subscribers, but they're not a part of the partner program. They're not getting AdSense. So they've monetized it in a different way. Might be an option for you if you want to go that route. But to do a channel like this, I would not at all expect YouTube to approve you into the partner program. I just go into, if you're going to make a channel like this, understand that there's a high probability that they will not accept you.
Yeah. So that's it. I would say just for the channel itself, my only other advice would be facts about what's a facts channel. I would just think that there still needs to be channel focus here. If you want to build up that audience, like we were talking about, you're going to want to continue to give people cool facts and tidbits around the same type of topic, jumping from animals to the planet. It's just kind of, I'm already seeing a pattern here that I don't like in terms of your channel focus. So maybe keep making videos, try things out, but ultimately that's what you'd want to do is eventually focus up.
Yep, for sure.
Cool. Now, because it's a live stream, I will cue you into the fact that we are ending. We appreciate you being here. We have a video coming out Friday. Hope you check it out. We have a live stream we have another video Monday, live stream Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll do the whole thing all over again. So thanks for being here, everybody. It's been fun. It's been awesome seeing your channels. Thanks for all the supers. Thanks for all the support. That's it. Go away.